up, though? You are now rocking with the Onrea Initiative. My name is Brian Onrea, the host. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If this content is good to you, if you like the motivation, if you like the culture talk with a positive spin on it, man, please subscribe to this show, like and comment the post. If you're listening to this on the podcast app, please subscribe to the podcast on wherever you listen to it and share it with somebody. Share it with somebody. Spread the good news, man. That Onrea is here to give you some positive energy, man, and some talk about the culture. You feel me? I want to encourage you all that are still going with your New Year's resolutions. It's the the 22nd, 23rd, something like that. It's still early in the year, obviously, man, but some of us have already faced challenges with our resolutions. I know I sound like a broken record when I say it, but don't give up. I'm gonna keep saying it too. Don't give up. Press in, you know what I'm saying? Look at the people around you. If the folks around you are starting to fall off, encourage them, you know what I'm saying? Encourage them as well. But if they refuse to step it up, man, you might want to separate yourself a little bit, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to separate yourself from anyone who's not like aligned with where you're trying to go. Because life is short. Life is short. You know, we don't know how much time we got. Even if you live a long life, you don't even know, man, you know, what's gonna happen after this life, you know what I'm saying? So even a long life, you know, is still short in the grand scheme of things when you compare it to eternity. So you don't even know how long life is as it is, though. So you don't got no time to waste, you know what I'm saying? We don't got no time to mess around. Go after your goals, go after your dreams, and don't let nobody stop you. Don't let nobody stop you. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do. Don't worry about the sneak dissing, because people, you know, will sneak this behind your back. And like I said before, if folks are talking about their friends to you behind their back, they probably talking about you behind your back as well. You know what I'm saying? Get rid of all those people, man. Get your focus clear and lock in. It's still early in the year. It's still time to right the ship if you started out the wrong way. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Now, speaking of going about things the wrong way, man, I want to talk about this whole Dave Chappelle response, because Dave Chappelle has publicly responded to the Katt Williams interview. Now, mind you, the Katt Williams interview with Shannon Sharpe, Katt Williams spoke very highly, spoke very nice about Dave Chappelle, you know what I'm saying? And Dave Chappelle, it sounds like he appreciated that. But Dave Chappelle had a problem with Katt Williams attacking so many other comedians, so many other black comedians, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna play this clip that I got off MREC TV. Shout out to MREC TV. You'll hear his tag in the audio, you know what I'm saying? But I got this clip, I'm gonna show, it's about 3 minutes long, where Dave Chappelle was doing stand-up, and DeRay Davis is kind of on stage with him, kind of arguing with him a little bit. It's a lot of footage of that was posted by MREC, but I just got a small clip, about a 3-minute clip, where Dave Chappelle talks about, you know, his feelings about Katt Williams going against everybody. So let's check that out and be right back in a second.
And I've been doing comedy for almost 40 years, and I'm only 50 years old. And let me tell you something. I go to niggas baby christenings, I go to their weddings, I've gone to niggas funerals, and we're part of the game. It's this. He only eats the niggas. He didn't say anything about any of these white boys. And none of these white boys function like that. And Katt is one of the best painters in the game. So why are you drawing all ugly pictures of us? Stop. And yo, did he say anything about me?
MREC TV.
Yes, he did. And what did he say?
Nothing bad.
That he loves me and I'm awesome. And you want to know why he said that? Because I've been nothing ever but kind to this nigga. And you can only say the same, and you can only say the same. I've never, ever hurt any of you. And all these niggas have taken shots at me because it hurts to be big. And Katt and hurt people, but I'm a hurt person that never hurt people. And he does it all the time. Fuck this one and fuck that one and fuck this one. But nigga, I didn't hear anything that you did wrong. You didn't do nothing wrong. Katt didn't didn't do nothing wrong.
RGIII TV.
I'm gonna bring a picture with a black guy, Katt that did this to me.
What you just did was someone called you, which I'm not gonna say the name. You said who called you because I don't gotta do that. You already said the name of the
RGIII
You said just somebody called you and said that D-Ray said it was good for the culture. That's all they gave.
Oh, Marlon said.
Right, Marlon. So that's the only information.
Yo, nigga, he's not the only one. Fat Joe, all these things coming. Yo, this nigga Katt is killing it. No, he's not. I am 50 years old. I am not beefing with you niggas. Ever. And if you guys want to play the game like that, then set them up. Let's play, niggas, but I don't. But if you come at me, let's go. Let's go. Yes, sir.
Hey, just you know, I always pay respect.
Yo, D-Ray.
So all we go.
D-Ray, let me tell you something about this nigga. I sat right there. I sat right. Wait. D-Ray, I sat right there. And I watched you do it.
All right, so basically, man, Dave Chappelle makes a few points on that clip. Again, shout out to RGIII TV for the clip. But basically, to sum it up, Dave doesn't like black people talking down on other black people, you know what I'm saying, publicly. And I agree with him. You know, I don't like talking down about people of any race. I think we should be uplifting folks, not tearing folks down. I don't agree with that at all. But especially the black on black stuff, especially that, man, I think it's kind of lame. And like I said before, you know, Katt Williams has the right to defend himself, but you know, going in when you went in, it's just not necessary. Because listen, Katt Williams is successful. He's very, very successful. So yeah, I did agree that it looked like Cedric the Entertainer, you know, might have stole his joke. You know what I'm saying? And I know that Shannon Sharp asked Cedric the Entertainer about it, and he denied it. So he wanted to clear his name. But you didn't have to go all the way in like he did, man. And, you know, Dave Chappelle's big problem was he said DeRay Davis and people like Fat Joe are coming out saying that what Katt Williams did is good for the culture. And Dave Chappelle disagrees with that. He don't think it's good for the culture. And I agree with Dave Chappelle. I mean, it's good for the bloggers and people like me to talk about it. You know, I got a lot of traction on my page, on my YouTube page and my podcast page from talking about it, you know. But I try to put a positive spin on it. But most people just love it. They love the gossip. They love the negativity of it. And the real big thing that Dave Chappelle talked about is he said that Katt Williams was stopping the paper, stopping the money for these people. And that's true. I mean, I'm not saying that he would be successful in stopping the money of Kevin Hart, Cedric the Entertainer, so on and so forth, Faizon Love. But maybe you will, you know, if he's talking bad about him, maybe folks will stop liking them, stop going to their shows, watching their movies. And that's sad if, you know, you out here trying to take money off people's plate, you know what I'm saying? That's just not good, man. And that's the thing that I didn't like about Kevin Hart's ex-wife, Tori Hart, going on tour with Katt Williams, because here's a man that's could be possibly taking food or money away from your kids, you know, because that's your child's father, taking money away, you know, and you siding with them. It's just something about that doesn't sit right with me. And it's crazy because I'm like in a minority. People like me and Dave Chappelle, we're in a minority because a lot of the comments on MREC's page and other pages that covered it was saying that they love Dave Chappelle, but they disagree with Dave Chappelle. I disagree. I think Katt Williams is doing the right thing, and he got to call these people out. And it's just, you know, I mean, whether or not Kevin Hart is an industry plant, who cares, man? You know, if you like Kevin Hart, cool. If you don't, you don't. If you like Cedric the Entertainer, cool. You know, Katt said he wasn't funny. He couldn't sing, couldn't act. Ced's doing fine with his TV show. I think he going into his 6th season. So I just think it was whack, and I agree with Dave Chappelle. I agree with Dave Chappelle 100%. Well, not 100%, about 90%, because he did say stuff like Katt Williams ain't going after the white boys, and technically he kind of threw some shots at Joe Rogan in a Katt Williams interview, and he definitely threw shots at Harvey Weinstein. And those are two I could just think of off the top of my head. He might have went at some other white people as well. But again, I don't care about the racial aspect. I don't care about white, black, you know. I just don't like going at people, period. You know what I'm saying? I don't. That's why, like, even in my comments, I encourage you all to comment. I appreciate every comment, even the negative comments. But I don't respond to some comments. If somebody disagrees with me, I don't mind like having an intelligent back and forth. But I'm not gonna like argue with trolls, man. I'm not gonna like, especially in public. I'm not gonna do that, man, on a social platform. So, long story short, man, I agree with Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle, had his response to Katt Williams, DeRay Davis. People like DeRay Davis is trying to defend it, and we'll see where it goes from here. But again, y'all, let's just spread love and unity, man. Let's spread love and unity. Let's stop getting in these stupid beefs, man. You know what I'm saying? And let's stop like glorifying the beefs, glorifying talking bad about one another, getting our popcorn and just like, we can enjoy it for what it was. I'm not gonna front. Again, I enjoyed the Katt Williams interview with Shannon Sharp. It was very entertaining, very funny. But I don't take it seriously to the point where I'm like, hating on Kevin Hart or Earthquake or Faison Love or, Cedric the Entertainer, whoever he went at. Like, I love everybody. I love everybody's comedy. You know what I'm saying? And I want everybody to get along. You know what I'm saying? We can agree to disagree. We don't got to be like best friends. We don't got to be best friends with everybody. But let's just try to get along, man. And like, spread love and positive energy. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of love and positive energy, Kid Cudi and Lupe Fiasco, I guess had a beef and they squashed it. But before they squashed it, all I know is that I was seeing headlines on Twitter. I was going on Twitter and I just seen Lupe calling Kid Cudi all kind of B words, call him out his name, just dogging him out. So I did a little bit of digging, and shout out to my homeboy, Black Nemo. He asked me about this, and I wasn't covering it, but I decided to cover it after he asked me about it. So basically, Kid Cudi went on a TV show recently, and he was talking about how when he used to work at the vape store, Lupe Fiasco would come in, he would go hide in the back because he didn't want to meet Lupe Fiasco later when he got in the industry. And Lupe Fiasco was like, man, you used to work in a vape store. He didn't want to feel like less than, what I'm saying? Let me tell you something, man. If you're chasing a dream, if you're going after a goal and you got to have a 9-to-5 job and you're scared of people seeing you work a 9-to-5 because you got some type of, image you want to uphold, don't worry about that, man. Everybody got to start somewhere. I just told y'all, man, a couple episodes ago that, I've been an entrepreneur for 13 years now. 13 years without a job, working for myself and supporting myself and, taking care of my kids, etc. But I am about to start a 9-to-5. I'm getting a 9-to-5 just because like I just feel like I need to do it, to get extra money in and to take care of myself, you know what I'm saying? And I don't care if nobody see me. I don't care if my coworkers know that I do a podcast and I make music, and if I, or when I blow up later, not if, but when I blow up later, they know that I worked at this particular company. I don't care, man. We got to stop letting go of what people think, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, Kid Cudi mentioned that he hid in the back, and then Lupe had some strong tweets for him where he was calling him a B word and don't nobody care about your stupid, explicit job, just dogging him out, you know what I'm saying? They were going back and forth. But then apparently, and then even I saw a tweet where Kid Cudi apologized for that. Apparently they had a beef back in like 2016, where Kid Cudi accused Lupe of stealing. And I don't even know what that's all about, but they had a beef. But anyway, here's how it resolved. This is Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi tweeted, "Just talked to Lupe, had a great talk. I know I was wrong and told him I shouldn't have did that blank that I did. I caught myself looking out for the fans in the moment, but in reality, I was just hating. I apologized and he accepted it, which I appreciate for real. I understand the anger and vitriol he had for me all these years, and I wasn't mature enough to step up and just have a conversation and admit I was wrong. We as black men need to be united. He always had love for me, always supported me. I shouldn't have did him like that. I want to thank my guy, IBN, for setting the call up, and you, the fans, for being real with me and urging us to speak. We are good now, brand new journey." And then he said, "See you soon, brother," to Lupe. And then Lupe tweeted that he accepted it and it was all love. You know what I'm saying? Peaceful journey, something like that he said. And I think that's a good example, man, how people need to squash it. All men of all races, of all nationalities should get along, but it definitely all black men, you know what I'm saying? Most definitely we should be getting along and, just apologize and move on. And then sometimes you can apologize and don't even agree you all the way wrong. Forget about pride and ego. Sometimes you just gotta say, you know what? I put my pride to the side. I'm sorry for what I did. I apologize. And, or what you think I did, and just move on. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I think needs to happen with all this Katt Williams mess. Handle it like Kid Cudi them handled it. Be mature about it. So shout out to Kid Cudi, man. Shout out to Lupe Fiasco, because last time I checked, it was going, they were going crazy at one another. I thought they, still beefing, and then homie Black Nemo was like, nah, man, they pieced it up, so I had to go check it out. So shout out to them. That's a good example of how it should be. We should be able to piece it up and be good with one another. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them. That's how you handle beef. In other news, man, music news. Let's stick to the music real quick. There's a new Rhythm and Flow season coming out on Netflix. If you remember, Rhythm and Flow season 1 had Cardi B, T.I., and Chance the Rapper, and it was real good. I enjoy Rhythm and Flow season 1. D Smoke came out of that, and D Smoke won a contest. He ended up having a great career so far. I think he was nominated for a Grammy. I think he did good off that show. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in season 2. Season 2, the judges are DJ Khaled, Ludacris, and Lotto. They're on there. I'm gonna show a poster for it. I'm not showing no video, because last episode, I showed the video, the trailer of the Vince Staples show, and they got me for, not a copyright strike. They didn't strike me, but they did a copyright claim, which means that the video will stay up, but they'll just make money off the video. And I'm like, dang, y'all make enough money as a video. I'm trying to promote y'all show here, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna show the trailer for it. There's a teaser trailer out for it, with Lotto, Ludacris, and DJ Khaled. Shout out to them. I'm looking forward to it. Now, I didn't see this in the trailer, but I read in some articles that Eminem is supposed to make an appearance on the show. Now, that's big news. I'm a big Eminem fan. I cover Eminem a lot on the show. I didn't see it in the trailer, so I don't know if it's a rumor or not, but they're saying that Eminem is supposed to be on Rhythm and Flow this season. That'd be dope. You know what I'm saying? And I always think it's dope when the real greats of hip hop, and of course Ludacris, I consider Ludacris one of the great lyricists of our time. Ludacris don't get the credit he deserves as a lyricist, so it'd be good to see him too. But I love to see the goats like Eminem, people like that, give advice or critique to the young ones coming up. So I'll be interested to see. I hope the rumor is true that Eminem will be on the show and he'll be able to give criticism and advice to up-and-coming rappers. I think that's real dope, man. So shout out to Rhythm and Flow, and hopefully Eminem is on there like some of the media articles have said. You know what I'm saying? One more thing for music also. I covered the new music the other day. I forgot to cover the homie Dezzy Hollow. I say the homie, I don't know the guy, but I like his music, so I feel like he the homie. I feel like he the homie because I listen to his music a lot. But Dezzy Hollow got a new album called Caught Up in the Funk. That's real dope. I love Dezzy because he makes funky music. His music, is really funk inspired, and it's like a nod to all the West Coast classics. You see him quote a lot of classic records. You see him quote like DJ Quick, Snoop. He even quote like Biggie. He quote like a lot of the 90s hip hop, and he samples a lot of the same music that the 90s West Coast sample. You know what I'm saying? So and this album is no different, man. It's right in line. I like the songs really funky. I like no, it's not a song. I like the song. The album overall is really funky. I like the songs Multiply, Worldwide, Possible, Self-Taught. Those are the 4 that stood out to me, but the whole album is banging, man. So check out Dezzy Hollow, Caught in the Funk. You know what I'm saying? And those, that along with the other music I talked about, Peasy, G Perico, and all of that, and Lil Dicky, those were the new music that I listened to. And Conway the Machine. Those are the songs and the albums I listened to over the weekend. So check those out. You feel me? I'm RGIII Initiative podcast, baby. All right, I'm RGIII Initiative back. Let's talk some football, man. the NFL playoffs went on this weekend, man, and now we're down to 4 teams, man. First of all, let's talk about the games, man. First of all, the Ravens beat the Texans, you know what I'm saying? And the Ravens, I think it was like 31-10 and 31-17, something like that. But the first half of the game was real close. You know, they were going, CJ Stroud and Lamar Jackson were going back and forth, man. But Lamar Jackson, you know, did his thing in the second half, and the Ravens pulled away from him. Shout out to Lamar Jackson, man. We'll see what he do this year. I want to first, though, give a shout out to CJ Stroud. He had a great rookie year, man. I love how he talks about his faith in every interview, and I believe it's sincere and not fake. You know what I'm saying? He did real good. What I didn't know, though, I didn't know that CJ Stroud played football in Snoop Dogg's football league. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, you know, Snoop Dogg talks about how he puts a lot of kids, you know, in the NFL. He had a lot of kids come to the NFL through his program, man. Shout out to that, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't know that CJ Stroud played football for his league, you know, and that's real dope, you know. Snoop, you know, got a lot of players that made the NFL, but shout out to CJ Stroud, man, for that. But yeah, Lamar Jackson them pulled away. Now, Lamar Jackson, he had trouble in the play. This is probably his best playoff game, because his thing is, even when he won the MVP a few years ago, he won the MVP, I think in 2020 or 2019, and then he played bad in the playoffs, you know. So his playoff record been shaky, but this is one step of getting him, you know, to where he needs to go in terms of winning that Super Bowl. So he played good. The 49ers barely beat the Packers, man. The Packers were up at the end, and then 49ers scored, and when it was time for the Packers to answer, Jordan Love threw a horrible interception that ended the game. So 49ers beat the Packers, man. But 49ers, I know that I think Deebo Samuels got hurt. So I don't know how they're going to be looking for the next game against my Lions. You feel me? Because the Lions beat Tampa Bay, which I knew we would. Tampa Bay was never no threat to me, man. I wasn't scared of Baker and them. You know, my boy Steve Key is a big fan of Tampa Bay. I don't know why. I forgot why. But he a big fan of Tampa Bay, and he was talking trash, man. And you know, the Lions beat them boys. I wasn't worried about them, man. I am worried a little bit about why we even let them score 21 points in the first place. You know what I'm saying? But listen, they got Mike Evans, who is an all-time great wide receiver. So shout out to him. But yeah, the Lions beat Tampa Bay. So we got to play the 49ers next in San Francisco. And I was kind of hoping Green Bay would have won so that we could have a third game in Ford Field. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to San Francisco, and I predicted that it would be the Lions and the 49ers in the NFC Championship game. That's what I predicted. But I felt like the 49ers was going to win. As of now, I'm going to still stick to that, but I hope that I'm wrong. I hope the Lions can win. And I got a little hope because the 49ers didn't look, you know, so super great against Green Bay. They just didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, they barely beat Green Bay. So I think the Lions got a chance. We got a real good chance, man, to win. So we'll see how that goes, man. And lastly, man, the Chiefs beat the Bills, man. And it was a real good game. I mean, at first it was a shootout. At first, for 3 quarters, it was like nobody could stop nobody. You know what I'm saying? And then the fourth quarter is when, gut check time. Defense came out to play, man. And in the end, Buffalo missed a field goal that would have tied the game. And that's so sad because I grew up watching the Buffalo Bills. I watched the Buffalo Bills lose 4 straight Super Bowls in a row. And I remember, I think it was the first one. What's his name? Scott Norwood? I forgot his name. I think it was Scott Norwood who kicked the field goal and missed it. You know, I think it was wide right. And that's just reminded me of a missed field goal. You know, I think Buffalo is still tormented by that missed field goal from the 90s. And this guy, I don't know who the kicker is for Buffalo, man, but I pray that he can sleep at night, and I pray that he be okay. Now, if you're Buffalo, you can say, you know what? It shouldn't have came down to this. It shouldn't have came down to 1 field goal. You know what I'm saying? But dang. And here's the thing. Even if they would have made the field goal, there was still going to be time left on the clock for Patrick Mahomes to come down and make another field goal possibly or to win the game. So it's no guarantee it would have even went to overtime. You know, they still might have lost, but dang, you don't want to lose that way. So shout out to Buffalo, man. Tough season, tough year. If y'all keep everybody together, I know Diggs always talking about leaving him and quarterback. Why am I drawing a blank? You know what I'm saying? The Buffalo Bills quarterback. I'm drawing a blank, but Josh, forget his name, but the quarterback for the Bills, man. They be getting into it. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully they can squash that, man, and run it back next year. Run it back. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of running it back, though, one last thing, man. I know who's not gonna ever be running it back, and that's Jay Gruden and RGIII. They got into it over the weekend, and I want to cover that because I thought it was crazy how things escalated. Apparently, like in the Dallas game, no, in the Eagles game last week, the Eagles game, Jay Gruden came on Twitter talking about how they didn't set Jalen Hurts up for success. They didn't pick up a blitz. They were just letting Jalen Hurts get hit, get sacked and stuff, and be under pressure, and they didn't give him a chance. And RG3 tweeted back at him an emoji with his eyes up like, huh? Like what? Say what? And then Jay Gruden said, were you not prepared? And RG3 said something to the effect of, no, you didn't prepare me. You told me that you didn't know how to coach a quarterback who could also run, And it was widely reported back then, I think this was 2014 to 2015, that Robert Griffin, got hurt for being a mobile quarterback and was never the same. And he was always saying that, like, the offense wasn't set up to protect him, you know what I'm saying? And he blamed his whole career on getting hurt that year, And for the record, RG3 did come back. He did play backup in a few places. I think he played backup in Baltimore, and he's out the league now. He's commentating, you know what I'm saying? So whatever, you can take whatever you want with that. But RG3 went deeper on it on his podcast, and here's what he said. He said, there was a moment in D.C. that is vividly remembered. Jay Gruden went to a press conference, and he undressed me at that press conference in a way a coach should never undress his starting quarterback. It was after a game, and pause on that, by the way. Pause on that. It was after a game, and I said in the press conference that the best players in the NFL have the guys around them play at an extremely high level. No one is out there doing it on their own. Now, the media pundits and everyone took that to say RG3 threw his teammates under the bus. And I had to eat that for a long time because Jay didn't back me in the media the next day. He doubled down on it and actually picked me apart in the media. What people don't know is that the only reason I went to the press conference and said what I said to challenge my teammates is because Jay Gruden asked me to do so. What hurt me after that is that in the press conference, not only did Jay Gruden not have my back, but he actually burned me with it the next day. He actually came out the next day and burned me in the media. He came out the next day in our team meeting room and burned me in front of my teammates. And Gruden quickly responded to this tweet. He said, you weren't good enough. Kirk was better, meaning Kirk Cousins. Kirk was better. Cleveland didn't want you. Baltimore didn't want you either. Quit blaming me. And it's like, you're supposed to be an NFL coach talking this way? I think that's totally unacceptable, man. I don't ever want to see Jay Gruden work for another team because that just ain't cool, man. Talking to your players like that. I mean, even if you feel that way, there's a certain professionalism you're supposed to have as a coach. And even if you want to get those points across, you should say it more professionally. And then he even told him in his tweet to go race a pigeon. Go race a pigeon. What? So, yeah, I'm not with John Gruden on this stuff, man. And I'm not even saying who was right or wrong in that whole RG3 rift, because to his point, listen, man, you had plenty of chances if you RG3. You played in Cleveland, you played in Baltimore, and wherever else you played, and it didn't turn out so well. So, you can blame it on Washington, but you had your chances. And you can say maybe your injury was never the same. Maybe so, but still, like, to keep blaming is, kind of petty. But I definitely disagree with how Jay Gruden responded. It was very unprofessional and just lame. And if I'm an organization, I don't want to hire no coach on my staff that's going to be like talking to players like that because, players kind of like, players. I don't want to say they run the league because coaches have more power in the NFL than, let's say, the NBA. In the NBA, you definitely can get away with it. The players run the NBA, period. NFL, a little more balanced, but still, players got a lot of say-so. And if I'm a player, I don't ever want to play for Jay Gruden anymore if that's how you're going to talk about your former players in the media. So that's that. Last thing I want to cover, man, is 50 Cent, man. 50 Cent posted a photo on his Instagram, and he said under the photo, "Green light gang, 2024, I'm going to shake things up. Time to work. Let's get it." Typical stuff 50 Cent says, but in the photo, he looked like he was real slim, like he slimmed down. And I just think, man, a lot of the comments, both under 50 Cent's post and under the Shade Room post, all talking about how, 50 Cent looks sick, or he on that weight loss medication, he on just a lot of chatter about him losing weight and him slimming down. And it's just like, nobody learned from Chadwick Boseman. How when Chadwick Boseman posted, his last couple posts, he was really slim. He was fighting cancer and almost ready to die, and nobody knew it. You know what I'm saying? So we should be more kind to one another. You know what I'm saying? We should spread love to one another. And I know 50 Cent is the ultimate troll, and he probably deserved to get talked about because he talked about all kind of people, including P. Diddy. So I get it. 50 Cent, probably does have it coming. He probably do deserve it. But just in general, though, I just think it's silly how people judge other folks for their appearance. It's never cool to judge somebody for their appearance, man. But again, if anybody can take it, 50 Cent can take it, right? But I just think it's lame overall, man. Let's spread love to one another. Let's spread positive energy. Let's spread positive vibes. You feel what I'm saying? Let's just be positive in general, That's all I got, man, for the Onrea Initiative podcast, man. Make sure you spreading love. Make sure you take an initiative to go after those things in your life that you want. Whatever you want, if you see somebody else doing it, you can do it too, man. I'm fighting with you. I'm chasing my dreams just like you are. Don't be ashamed of where you are. If you got aspirations of having your own business and you working a 9 to 5 right now, don't be ashamed of that, man. Go and work that job with pride. Go give that job the same dedication that you are going to give your career, because you can't turn it on or off. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we work these jobs and we give it a half effort. You know what I'm saying? A half effort. We don't go in all the way on a job, but yet we want to turn it on with our career. And guess what? Upon further examination, we find out that we really giving our career half effort too. Because we just give half effort. Don't give half effort to nothing. Give your whole effort to everything. You know what I'm saying? Give your whole effort to your 9 to 5. Give your whole effort to your family. Give your whole effort to your side hustle, to your dreams. Just go hard, man. Be excellent in all that you do. Work hard. Take your rest when you need to, and just keep being consistent. You feel me? That's the Onrea Initiative podcast. I love y'all. Make sure you like this post, like the video, comment on the video, subscribe to me on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. Subscribe to me, follow me, man. Share the podcast, and I'll see you next time. It's the Onrea Initiative. Let's go.